Good morning, my dear things. Welcome back to the Cavern of Secrets. To those of you who are new, I'm Kasara, the host of this dark and strange channel. I hope everyone is ready for Halloween because it's closely approaching. Hard to believe how fast this month flew by. It'll be the holidays before we know it, and I am not prepared for that. Who is, honestly? Who is? Usually, I'm not prepared until almost the end of November, so we're just gonna throw that out there. Just a slight update, in 2 weeks, I'll be starting an early Black Friday ebook deal on my new novel, The Family of Heart. So if you want to give it as a gift to a loved one who enjoys a good spooky story, or if you want to buy it for yourself, be on the lookout for that. I'll leave a link in the description down below if you don't want to wait for the sale and you want to get it now. I am working on my next novel. It's about a man who wakes up to find his fiancée dead. So many suspects, but who committed the crime? To check out the first 3 chapters of my draft, you can visit my website, which I'll leave in the description as well. And I say draft because I have made changes like every author has. We're never happy. Well, let me clarify that. After the many rewrites, we become happy with the final result. And I can't tell you how many rewrites I've done for The Family of Heart. There's many, many rewrites. But stay tuned for the release date. It probably won't be out until next year sometime. The title that I am sticking with for this is The Date Night Killer. Since it is almost the last week of October, although technically it is the last full week of October this week, I've been watching far more horror movies than usual. Of course, most people do. I finally got around to watching The Collector and The Collection. I was supposed to watch these with my husband, but we couldn't find them. So I finally found them and I just watched them by myself because he's not big into horror movies, sadly. It's okay. We have a lot of other things in common, so I don't care. It's fun. I honestly enjoyed The Collector more than the sequel. The Collector is about a thief who decides to rob his boss's home. I believe that's who he robs, or tries to rob. Only to find someone else has beat him to it, and has set up some saw-like traps throughout the house. It was honestly intense, wondering what was going to happen. Was the protagonist going to make it out alive? And then they kind of threw in another victim that was in the house. Actually, I think a couple victims that were still alive in the house. So you wondered if the thief that broke into the home was going to be able to help those that are still alive get out of the house. There was a lot of things going on. It was a lot of twists and turns, which I really liked. I'll admit I was happy that the sequel left off where the first one ended and allowed you to get some answers about what was going on in the first one. I also liked how you never see who the Collector is, which gives it that sense of fear. I will admit, every time a movie doesn't show you the killer, it kind of makes me a little unnerved because I'm so used to them always telling us who the killer is. Look at Scream. So it's kind of a nice change of pace. I thought the concept of the sequel was interesting, but it was a little too much. The beginning sequence was far too big of a trap for me. How could you rig an entire dance club with that many traps? Just saying. It just seemed too far-fetched for me. However, I don't regret seeing the movie because I still enjoyed it, even with the terrible acting at times. Because, yeah, there's some of that really bad. To those of you who have seen these movies, what are your thoughts? Which one did you like more? Do you think Saw did a better job than these films in terms of the traps? Because, honestly, I hate to say it, but I think Saw wins in the trap department. They seemed more thought out and more particular. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around to the end. Later tonight, I'll share my last short horror story with all of you, since it's my little closeout for October. Since next week, it's already November. I don't know what I'm doing really next week, but I will let you know Tuesday, or on Twitter. I don't have a title for my new story yet, but I will say it's about a young woman who wakes up in a strange place without any idea where she is. To make matters worse, it's a stormy evening, leaving her in utter darkness. Next week I'll be going back to true crime, strange cases, and just weird stuff. That's pretty much what I'm going to go to for November. December, I might go back to researching the holidays and finding you some interesting tidbits. If you don't want to miss anything, click the bell icon to be the first to know when a new video is up. Can't wait for more? Be sure to check out my other videos on the screen. To show your support for the channel and myself, click the like and subscribe buttons. It's greatly appreciated. You all are so amazing, and hopefully I can get 44 more subscribers before the end of the year, so we can have a nice round number of 100. That'd be really cool. As always, take care, stay safe out there, and enjoy the spooky holiday. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.